Hello folks and welcome to Frosty Games. I look like Freddy Krueger and this is Frawstbytes, where I do little reviews for little games. In celebration of Christmas Eve, I've decided to do a bit of a collective review slash first impressions video on the Sega Genesis classics that have been released on the eShop recently. So without further ado, let's dive in, shall we? Sega does what Nintendo don't. The only difference is that this time they're doing it on a Nintendo console. About a year and a half after Nintendo's final planned game in their 3D Classics series hit the 3DS eShop, Sega has taken the initiative to release quite a few of their own revamped classics. Unlike Nintendo, however, Sega decided to take games from the 16-bit era rather than the 8-bit days of the NES. As of this recording, 6 titles have been released, with even more on the way. Super Hang-On, Space Harrier, Sonic the Hedgehog, Altered Beast, Galaxy Force 2, and Echo the Dolphin have all been given the 3D treatment, and god damn do they look good. The effect provides some long-needed extra oomph to games like Super Hang-On, whose primitive foray into the third dimension no longer seems outdated. In fact, after spending a fair amount of time with 3D Space Harrier in particular, which has gained the additional benefit of being adapted to widescreen format, I'd say that these games have never looked better than they do on the 3DS. In addition to the fantastic use of the 3D effect, each game is given a save state option so you can save your game at any point, as well as various settings options ranging from whether or not you want to use the Sonic 2 Spin Dash, or if you want to use gyroscope controls in Super Hang-On. These tweaks allow you to play each game in the way that best suits your playstyle. And on that note, how do these games actually play? Pretty damn well, as it turns out. The team over at M2 really tried their best to make sure that the 3DS was the ideal platform to play these games on, and boy does it show. Each title controls flawlessly, and I'd recommend them even to 2DS owners because they're just simply fantastic ports all around, perhaps the best I've played on a portable console. Having purchased and played all 6, my favorite is probably Sonic, because it's honestly my favorite version of one of the best games I grew up with. The game that most took me by surprise was definitely Space Harrier. I had never played much of this game on my old Genesis, but the 3D effect just helps it so much, and the result is something that I think every 3DS owner should experience. As for which games I hope Sega releases next, well, aside from the other Sonic games, Sonic CD especially, I'd really like to see Vector Man in 3D. And I know this one wasn't published by Sega, but Road Rash would be incredible. That's the one where you're on a motorcycle and you can punch and kick the other drivers off their bikes. Maybe Gunstar Heroes, that would be fucking awesome. There are just so many Sega Genesis games that deserve this treatment, and I've got a feeling that Sega will not disappoint. Take note, Nintendo. 3D F-Zero, just... please. Please. Come on. Please.